Howard is our coach in PSLE Science. Okay, so we invite him to actually share with us some of his reflections. Okay, after the SA2 exams. Okay.
Hello parents, I'm Mr. Howard Yu. So I just do a quick introduction of myself, my background. Hopefully you can see the screen here. I'm doing a slideshow from the beginning. So today's my focus is to help students and parents to reflect upon their P3 to P5 SA2 result, especially in the area of science, as I was a former science MOE tutor and also former PSLE science marker. Yeah. So my focus is to help parents not to lose hope on your child's academic performance, but to strengthen them by giving them encouragement and also finding the right tutor. So this is a little background of myself. I was teaching in a aided school, Pei Hwa Presbyterian Primary School for 6 years. And then after that, I went on to head in an international school. So I think maybe Jaslyn, this is also one of the questions, right, you like to ask, right?
Yes. Okay. So I think for parents who have the children in P5, sometimes you wonder after taking back the results, right? Hey, why your children do so badly in the SA2 in science? So maybe you could also share with us, what have you observed, and maybe our parents have a better understanding as well. Yeah.
Yes. So you see, actually, P3 and P4 is considered lower primary, and P5 and 6 are upper primary. So I believe that many parents out there, especially if your child is in P5 this year, you may see a significant drop in the academic results. Yeah, if your child is not well prepared, because the academic difficulty from 4 to 5 is quite significant in science and mathematics. Okay, especially in the area of science, as you can see here, examiners are looking for precise scientific answer. And then since 2015, MOE have shifted the focus of regurgitating the facts, right, into application of concepts. So this application of concept may have given some students more challenges, especially for those who may have some language issue. Maybe they are weak in their language expression. So like such children, they may need additional help. How to help these children to use easy to capture concepts so that they can produce the answer, and the examiner will be satisfied with their understanding. So here is the concept application is the focus. And then secondly, in MOE, right, they always write about the objective. So for the P3 to P6 student, pupils should be able to apply the scientific facts, concepts and principles in new situations. So later I will share with you some actual examples of Section B questions on these so-called new situations.
Yes, and I want to interrupt is that
Yes.
Mr. Howard can really, I think application is really a problem among a lot of parents. They said about their child, they can learn the concepts, right, but they don't know how to apply. And I know Mr. Howard has this way of training the students, okay? So maybe you also could just add one, can this really be trained, in a short time?
Yes, actually science is the only subject that you can see significant improvement within a short period of time by good coaching. What do I mean by good coaching? You must find the right coach that is passionate about teaching science. So I'm actually one of them, as I've been teaching for science for many years and even published a book to help students. Yeah. And also I created this, I also created one YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think children learn to learn more creative ways than just memorizing facts and trying to apply them.
So you can see here, actually this is the actual questions in the 2020 PSLE Science question 40. So this is actually quite a new situation, because normally they will ask about the formation of water droplets. So if the student stop there without saying that the water droplets continue to lose heat to form the ice flakes. You see this part? Because they say the thin layer of white solid form. So this thin layer is actually, after further cooling, right, the water droplets loses heat and turn into tiny ice flakes. Yes. So this is a new situation. And then here also another example, in the same year, PSLE questions, Yeah, if you want to know more, you can actually go to my YouTube channel and just key in this title over here, PSLE Science 2020, question 32. HOT is higher order questions on malaria. Yeah.
Let's go and watch the YouTube.
Yes. So you see, the other thing is just now Jaslyn asked me, right? Science, how to improve, because for science we don't mark for grammatical error. It's not an English exam. So I'm teaching students through my training, right? You can even write in point form, okay, for section B. Usually the school don't teach the student to write in point form. So sometimes the student try to write in complete sentences, but actually for PSLE marking, that is not 100% needed. As long as the examiner can understand your short, concise answer, even in point form, you can be awarded the full marks.
That's good.
And also, I think, Jaslyn, you are quite interested about different skills, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know you also teach some students about life skills.
Life skills, yeah. About actually, there's not just about memorizing things, applying things, doing practices, but there's a lot of things that connected to learning, so that you can do well in the exams. Yeah.
Yes. So actually, down here you can see these are the process skills the student need to demonstrate in answering. So from the most easiest, the observing is actually taught in primary 3. Like for example, they show you two animals, right? State one difference or one similarity between these two organisms. So by observing and comparing and classifying, so these are called the simpler process skill, correct? So as you progress down the list here,
harder and harder.
Yes. So by P6, you will have this one, formulating hypothesis. It's a very common question in open-ended. So for example, they show you the experimental result. They say state a possible hypothesis, for this experiment. So they learn progressively from P3 to P6. The difficulty increases.
That's right. That's why you need really extra time and effort, to learn how to score better.
Yes, that's right. So down here, just an overview of the topics your child will be learning. In P3, these are the topics. You can see actually P3 is a good time to introduce about different classification of animals and plants. And also they learn about the digestive system, simple life cycle like the 3-stage and 4-stage life cycles of insects and animals. And then P4, if you notice here, P4, there are two very important topics heavily tested in PSLE. One is a heat. Okay, heat is one of them. The second one is actually matter. Okay, matter, and it's 3 states of, and it's 3 states. So these two topics, if your child have difficulty in mastering them in P4, I can say that usually in P5 SA2, their results will be affected because these 3 and 4 topics in P5 SA2 is about 50% in terms of content testing.
Yes, and they might have forgotten or they have not revised, and that's why they don't do very well.
Yeah. So you can see I'm both Jaslyn and myself, we actually are very passionate in helping students in PSLE, especially next year doing PSLE. Maybe Jaslyn, you can share with us why you're so passionate about that.
Correct. And I think this is one thing I really want to share is because this is the time, it's not because it's a national exam or what, but it's actually a stage where you need to go to a secondary school of your choice. And that is how your children is going to be shaped, And also, of course, we wanted them to go to good schools and also that they can have better influence. But of course, it's important is the ability of a child. We want them to go to the potential. Okay, if your ability is there, it's also a learning process where your child learns that they need to be very mindful, that this is an important examination, and this teaches a lot of values. And of course, I myself have gone through the whole process of coaching my son. That's why I'm very passionate. Thanks.
Okay. So parents, you take note because you see the P5 content, right? In terms of the volume of things they learn, it's actually more than P6. So parents out there, I would like to advise you, if your child didn't do so well in the P5 Science SA2, don't be too harsh on them. Because actually P5, in terms of content acquisition, or the difficulty is actually more than P6. Okay, the reason is very simple. For P6, they will finish the P6 syllabus by April, so they do revision. For your child who is in P5 this year, got to study from January all the way to August, 8 months compared to 4 months. So in terms of, number one, they need to learn more things. Number two, the things are more difficult. So usually children in P5 is quite a challenging year. So my advice is to parents, don't lose hope.
Don't lose heart.
Send your child to me. Send your child to me.
Yeah, that's right. There's always
help.
hope, you know.
And also to
help.
Jaslyn to upgrade their academic performance in science and also
Other
Jaslyn,
areas,
also in perhaps in mathematics and English for Jaslyn.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is an overall view of the topics from P3, P4, P5 to P6. Yeah. So students who don't do well in P5, one of the reasons you can ask your child, perhaps your child have forgotten some of the content learned in P3 and P4. Because in terms of exam setting, as I told you, I was a former school teacher, I do set exam paper. For P5 SA2, usually as about 50% of the content are from 3 and 4. So another interesting thing is the AL, right? So some parents, they are not sure what is the AL. So this is a brief overall. Perhaps your child may be in one of these AL, be it high AL or low AL.
Yes, that's
not
always
to
hope.
worry. Yeah.
Yes.
But the good news is for science, as I mentioned, is the only subject you can see that can be improved significantly within a short period of time. So I have students, I help them jump AL grade by 2 grades from prelim to PSLE. So prelim usually finish in August, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
2 more
And the
months.
PSLE science paper is the
Early
last
October,
paper. Yeah, early October, correct. So it's possible because from 74 marks, if you hit 85, it's an 11 marks improvement. And then they'll result in actually 3 AL improvement.
Yes.
So this is possible, for science.
So if you start early, the more possibility you give your child more time to actually push themselves up more levels. Yeah.
That's right. And then these are actually track record in SCGS. So this is quite a good statistic because all these 11 students is from the same school.
Okay.
It's from the same school.
exams.
Yeah, take the same exam. Actually, the parents sent to me after their SA1. They came for a 1-day training, and you can see all of them improve. And for those who don't do well, you can see there's one good example here. Okay, this child actually, she only scored 55, borderline pass in SA1. After my training, she became 83.
Wow, so much improvement. Wow, awesome.
So she's one of those child that previously she got difficulty understanding concept. So I make the concept easy for her to reproduce the answer in a concise manner.
Okay.
And I was telling Jaslyn earlier before the class. Today I also received one good news.
Awesome. Yeah.
So
So
the
what
good
was?
Okay, before that, this one is statistics calculation. So more than 54% improved by 25%.
Wow.
Yeah. So for science, it's
So
possible.
happy.
So this is the good news I received today. Very fresh, hot from the oven. Okay, this student also from SCGS.
Oh wow, 97.
When I received the news, I was quite surprised because normally for P5 Science SA2, if you hit 91 and above, is considered quite high.
AL1 already.
Yeah, it's AL1. But this child, she's short of 3 points to reach a perfect score.
Wow.
Yeah. So I taught this student not long. She actually joined me only last year at P4 level after her SA1. Yeah. Because her parent find that her SA1 result dropped. So the parent
Must take action.
must take action. And it's a wise action because you see, as I told you, right, the academic jump from P4 to P5 for science and maths is a big jump.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, this is one of the things which I help students also. This is actually published inside my book. I teach students about the concept of condensation because this is a commonly tested topic underwater cycle.
But they cannot get full marks.
Yeah, they cannot get full marks. This student, actually I analyzed with the student, he gets 0.
Oh.
So we do item analysis. That's why for tonight, I was telling Jocelyn earlier, I'm not coming to sell any like so-called like tuition classes weekly. I'm here to give you personal consultation. If you find that your child maybe already have tuition but did not perform well, so you can actually contact me. Later I'll share my number with
Limited
you.
only, limited.
Yeah,
Limited
because
number,
my time is limited.
Correct. So must quickly make appointment with Mr. Howard, okay?
Yeah, because now it's still considered the lull season because most of my students already graduated from P6.
Yeah.
So here I also explain why we cannot use air. Because actually some school, even the teacher, they didn't explain or they didn't explain well clearly why cannot use air. Why is it not the air loses heat but you must use water vapor? So actually very simple, because air is a mixture of this nitrogen, oxygen plus other gases. So if the students say the air loses heat, right, and condense to form water droplet, is not correct, because air is a mixture, so it should form liquid nitrogen or liquid oxygen. So that's why we need to use water vapor.
That's right.
And then also good news, my subscriber had increased to 500.
Yeah, double already. Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for your introduction. So this is also one interesting part where I teach students why this student gets 0 mark. Maybe your child also have similar answers.
Have. Zero, I see it. Very scary, right?
Well, why 0 mark? This is a 2 mark question. It's actually quite simple. It's not about the air in the surrounding. So I use animation to help the student answer. So the key concept here is the water vapor with higher temperature from the surrounding lost heat to the air with lower temperature around the ice cream and condense to form water droplets which appear as mist. So this is important. You can actually teach students to draw this to prepare the answer mentally.
To get zeros.
Okay, one good thing is this student, you see, actually this is quite interesting question. Another thing some students experience a challenge is when they see such complicated diagram, they like blank out. They don't want to try. Or they try half-heartedly. So what I do for such diagram, I will go through step by step to build their confidence of understanding. So for example, you can see here, first I will say, hey, look at the battery. There are 2 batteries connected in series. What do you think they produce? So the student, of course, they know produce electricity. I say, where does the electricity go to? So they follow the line, they track the line. They say this is a closed circuit, right? So they will continue, it will go to the iron rod. So I ask, why have you learned in primary 3? What happens if electricity go through an iron rod with coils of wire? Then they will say, electromagnetic, right?
Yes.
So I say, if this is electromagnetic, how come the object P can move? So magnet can only repel magnet, right? Then they get, magnet can only repel magnet. So they will understand object P is also a magnet. And I'm very happy to announce to you, this student learned well. She's the only student in the class that get perfect score for this one.
Yes, so that's why it's so important to...
This question actually came out in the school prelim paper, and this child is the only child in her class. I don't know whether in other classes also get the full marks.
But still very awesome, really. Most of the time I see it's 0 or half, that's why we are here to educate, and then also understand there is some difficulty, definitely.
Okay, for me, I'm quite happy because normally such questions girls usually got difficulty understanding, but this girl understand and she get full marks.
Correct. Guys are better because maybe they are fiddle a lot of things at home.
Because boys, they can visualize. These are called like physics question. We call physical science.
Yes.
Girls are actually better in the life sciences.
Totally agree.
Girls are better in the life sciences.
The bio part of it, right?
Yes, the bio and
chemistry kind.
Yes, bio and chemistry type.
Yes.
So this
awesome.
awarded full marks.
So I think I heard that it's really giving the child more confidence in answering. That's why they can be, because there's a lot of creative questions in PSLE, I will tell you. Okay, you cannot spot them all, but I think with coaching it helps them to be more creative in their answers, as well as the key concepts are very deeply enforced, right?
So I'm happy that
Yeah, your
I've
book,
spent some time to publish this book that have helped many children over the years.
including me.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. So for parents, I would like you to contact me through this number, so that you can perhaps arrange a time with me to do some personal consultation with your child. Yeah. You try to contact me. Try to do it before December, because once December comes, I will start my P6 class next year, so I will have less time
Yes.
doing this personal consultation. And also, as you know, right, this year the borders open up. I also want to go for my overseas holiday. So I'll be
First come, first serve and limited. Okay, so please WhatsApp Mr. Howard, right?
Yeah. Yes. So that's all I'd like to share with parents tonight. So you do take down my number is 8268-5299. Do contact me as soon as possible. Okay, I will be away from 14 to 21 of this month to have my holiday. Yes. Yeah, Jaslyn, you are muted.
Oh, okay, so thank you so much, Howard. And then we have a collaboration, like we both want to help our students, not only academically in science, but, in all areas, including discipline, including arrangement, and have better friends and better emotions, right? So that's why we have collaborated into having this. Actually, this was I've actually run a few times already this class, okay? And we want our children to be happy children, okay? Especially when they're happy, they also learn better and they get better results, okay? So we all agree on that. And tonight, if you're Howard students, right, you get very special discount. So please stay tuned the end. I'll just talk about 5 minutes, okay? So these are important life skills, okay? Be it motivation for study, being able to be in control of organization, whether it's your life or your studies, and having friends, okay, that you attract friends and keep lasting relationships. And also lastly is emotions, okay. Emotions does affect your child, in terms of so many areas, okay, whether your child is always angry, or your child is very quiet, I'm sure there's a way that we can help them to be a little bit maybe less introvert or a little bit less extrovert, but importantly is we want them to be happy, and that's how I have this course. It's all demanded by our parents and students. They find that it's really very helpful to them, okay, to help them in their life. Okay, so Jaslyn, I'm Singapore's first stellical parenting strategist, and I help a lot of students, especially PSLE students and their parents especially. Yeah, all right. And remember, I think a lot of children have this problem. They don't know how to organize their stuff. And you find that their bag is always full of worksheets, right? Howard,
Yeah.
correct, right?
Usually those students that don't do very well, I want to check their files. I got a shock.
Yes. So that's why this is very important. Actually, they don't know how to do it actually. It's not because they are untidy or what. I feel that it's sometimes the skills you need to help them, all right? And I think attitude towards studying, okay? And then what are the right attitudes, and then how you motivate yourself, and what are the beliefs that you should have, and of course arranging your life, in all areas. So this student, I asked them to bring that back, okay? So we help them and to teach them how to properly file their stuff. Okay, and friends, actually nowadays we have a lot of issues about friends, whether you cannot find friends, cannot keep friends, or you actually bullied by people. Okay, so we actually have very hands-on role play to help children learn how they can be better friends or keep their friends, okay, and also not to be bullies, or actually understand about bullies as well, okay, and not to be like them. Emotions, okay, I think I fully agree, that emotions does affect a child's learning, okay, especially exams. I know of students that they have huge emotional issues, and then it affects their exams the next day, okay, and they do very badly. So this is why actually I want to do the course, and these are all the testimonials by parents who actually find that the child is more positive, okay, because of, like I say, it's not easy to do science, okay, and they could get demoralized, demotivated, okay, and then we need to teach the child to be more positive in many areas, because there is there's always hope, right? Like we all say, you know, so it's important we encourage them. And these are what children say about the course, okay? They come here and make new friends, how to learn, and they learn how to organize timetable. Remember, most of the time why we don't do well at SA2 is because of what? Never plan ahead, okay? And of course, parents are so busy, so the best way is to teach a child how to do it, okay? So these are all the happy faces, okay, during my course, and I really hope everybody can join. Too much to learn and fun as well, okay? So, okay, this is some of the pictures, okay, how we today, okay, until 10th of November, I think we have agreed, know that we must set a time so that we can get all our things ready for our course on the 2nd of December, okay? I forgot to write the date, 2nd of December. So for Mr. Howard's students, right, is 219, okay, before 10th of November, because I usually sell it at 399, okay? So after 11th November, it's still a discounted rate, you know, it's 269, yeah. So the reason is really I want to get everything organized early. That's why we have early bird discount, okay? Yeah, Mr. Howard, you want to add on?
Yeah, thank you very much, Jocelyn, for extending this offer to my students. Yeah, so in fact, this course has helped some of my students who in the past really they can't organize well. So if they can't organize well, right, it actually cascade down to poor academic results. Yeah, because you see in primary school, 4 subjects cannot organize well.
Correct,
yeah. 4 subjects cannot organize well. You go secondary, double the amount, right? You can imagine what will happen.
That's right. Yes. So yes. So that's all start early, you know, and get all planned up, you know, whether it's science or whether it's your life or your studies. Okay. So yes, we will leave some links, right, in the Facebook, right? Then you can get to us. All right. Okay. Thank you and good evening. Bye bye. Good night.
Bye. Good evening.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.